And I'm really excited about today's Saturday Science, not only because I see so many excited people here today, but also because we're going to hear and see and do a lot of really, really cool and exciting stuff with LaValle Industries. How many of you here in the audience have ever heard of LaValle Industries before? Okay, maybe the first row doesn't count because you're all related. How many of you know what LaValle even does?
So what people might not know is that we were approached by Susan Joy of the Headwater Science Center about 6 or 7 months ago about the possibility of doing a Saturday Science at LaValle Industries. And Saturday Science is the Headwater Science Center's program to engage kids in science and basically through hands-on.
So this weekend we had an awesome opportunity to get a group of kids together from Bemidji together, really from the ages of 7 to 13, and invite them into LaValle Industries and show them what we do there. What was really cool about it is, a lot of folks around here still don't know what we do. So to get these kids in and to show them from my idea as a napkin sketch to computer-generated design to engineered product has really been a really neat feat, and to show these guys and portray it to these kids and to see the light in their eyes thinking that maybe they could do this too someday with their ideas was really exhilarating.
Alright, so this is going to be an awesome presentation today. At the Science Center, what our main goal is to just make those connections with all of you and what science means in the real world. You don't have to be a scientist with a PhD to do cool stuff that makes a difference in your world. So I'd really like to thank Jason and George and the LaValle Industries team for having us here today. I think we're all going to learn a lot and get really excited about the possibilities in science and manufacturing in the future.
So I'm assuming most of you have a garage, right, where you park your cars for your house when you come home, right? Well, Jason's garage had that in it instead of a car. And if you take a look at that, that probably looks quite a bit different than what you see hanging over here, right? They look quite a bit different. But every time you start with an idea, you just keep making it better and better and better until you get to where you're really happy with it, right? So a couple things you might note from this picture. The first is, at the top, Jason had more hair. So sometimes when you've got a really good idea, you lose a little hair, so I gotta warn you. The other thing is, you see down there, I was wearing a suit and tie. I don't wear ties anymore. I quit that. So I'm going to turn this over to Professor Daniel and let him work with you guys on the actual project.
This is the inside of the cylinder. That's what I always wanted to know when I was taking things apart as a kid, is what's inside. Everybody here is going to get a miniature control system, and it's going to be yours. We're going to take that, and you're going to come up here and plug it into our control system, and you are going to run the machine.
Pull back on that handle, and we're going to use that. See that cylinder right there? We're going to actuate it and lift it up. Good job. Now go down with it. Slow, slow. Woo! Careful.
So they like to go to existing businesses or companies, give the kids a hands-on project and show them how science connects to the real world and real products. So when we were approached by that, we were really excited about it because we're very invested in trying to help kids grow and learn and really think about the world as their possibilities. And when we start, when I start talking about LaValle Industries, the one thing I always try to hammer home and to reiterate is that this started as an idea on a napkin sketch. And how many people in this world have had an idea and written a napkin but never really did anything with it, right? It just died as a napkin. And so, Jason and his father were those rare exceptions that would actually take that and do something with it and look at what it's done now in terms of the people that work here and the economic impact and all those kinds of things. So I say to myself, in Bemidji, there are Jason LaValle's boys and girls that are sitting in classrooms right now that are our future. They're our future job creators, they're our future innovators, they're our future inventors. And if there's anything we can do as La Valley Industries to encourage and educate those young kids to help them get to that next level, we're going to do it. So we're excited about the event, can't wait to see how it goes.
See that cylinder up there? The hydraulic cylinder. Take the lift up this device and move it around, right? So let's jump in there and move it around.
If you're done with your activity, come on this way. We got ice cream for you. We're gonna get you an ice cream cone.
This is my life.
So not that long ago, we had signed our new distribution deal with CRC Evans. And kind of the first stage of that deal had them sending about 20 people from all over the US and Canada to our campus here at La Valley Industries for service training and sales training and just to get to know our company because obviously they're going to be in charge of selling that product to a specific industry now, and also to be able to learn more about the product, how to install it, how to run it, warranties, all of that kind of stuff. So they've kind of invaded our offices here at La Valley Industries this week. And of course, running the campaign, I've got a number of things going on, so I'm trying to balance the two things. There's a city council meeting on Monday night that I need to make sure that I'm at. I've been trying to get to every city council meeting since I filed for election and just make sure that I'm up to speed on all the things that are happening in the city. And usually when we do these kinds of things, it's kind of divide and conquer. So, you know, Jason's in there working with the sales team and a good group from CRC, and I'm over at City Hall listening to the city council meeting. When I first started thinking about the possibility of running mayor, one of the things that was really near and dear to my heart was creating an environment in the city of Bemidji and in the community of Bemidji that fosters and encourages opportunities for all of our citizens. And obviously as a 30-year resident of the city, you know, time and time again I've heard that's a great job for Bemidji, or that's a great wage for Bemidji. And it's really cut me to my core because I've always known, why can't we just say it's a good job, period, right? There is no longer any qualifier. Because what that really tells us is that people in essence believe that to have the high quality of life that you can have here in Bemidji, the parks, the recreation, the schools, the community, you have to give up opportunities and you have to give up pay. And I don't know where that rule ever came to be, and I don't know why we accept it as a community, because I don't believe we have to. I think we can have both. I think we can have a vibrant community with all of the amenities and have a strong local economy that puts money in people's pockets so that they can enjoy those amenities. And as I've gone through my life, I've encountered many people who've been impacted by the lack of true opportunities in our community. One of those folks is a person by the name of Chad Ruddock and his wife Courtney Ruddock. And I think his story exemplifies what so many of our young people face when they graduate from high school or they graduate from college, or, you know, God forbid, they even return from the military and face this. And so I really wanted to share his story with the people of Bemidji because I think it is so representative of so many of the same types of situations that our young people in this community find themselves in when it's time to move on to the next stage of their life.
When I returned home from the military, that's when things became the most difficult. I was blind, you know. I just assumed that having the job and the specialties that I did in the military, I was a radar technician, so I figured I would have people beating my door down, you know, just trying to recruit me rather than the other way around, you know. I thought I was just going to get out of the military and immediately find a $80,000–$90,000 a year job, and things would be sunshine and rainbows. But I came home to minimum wage. There is no possible way that I could have purchased a home here or started a family. You can't do that on $7.50 an hour. You can't. Not without being on all kinds of government subsidies and programs. And I don't want to do that, you know. I can work, you know. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I had applied through various places, you know, for welding or fabricating or anything like that, really. And I found assembly jobs, but they were minimum wage, or, you know, maybe a couple dollars more, but definitely no higher than that. It would be hard to leave, even if I wanted to leave, you know, because it's everything you know. Everyone you know is here. Everything that you know is here. Everything else is foreign. I got my foot in the door at Chevron Phillips in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and you know, I did a phone interview, and you know, he made sure to mention several times that nothing was a guarantee, but I figured, you know, a chance at something is better than guaranteed mediocrity. It's an extremely humbling experience to know what you're worth, and to basically be forced out because you want a life for yourself.
Chad's story resonates so powerfully with me, because there are so many people, young and old and in between, that face the same challenges every day. How do I find good opportunities for myself, my family, my kids in Bemidji? How am I able to stay here, make it all work, and live a prosperous life? And I am dedicated, I am passionate, and I am committed to changing that, to creating that local environment that we want and our kids deserve. And as your mayor, I promise you, it's going to start November 5th.
Coming up on See George Run.
Right now, Bemidji, I believe, is at a crossroads.
Here's what was promised, here's what we did.
A community is a living, breathing thing. Build upon the legacy that it's created in the past to get to this point. Or the other potential path is one that is far less positive.
That they have emergency housing.
I had it in first grade.
Well, it looks like leadership from the top that begins to say to the community that these problems are problems that a civilized community, a prosperous community, needs to be taken care of.
I was running for mayor.